Hi, how you doing? I'm Richard Blankenship from the office of the City of Laurel's Fire Marshal's office. And today we want to talk about kitchen safety and smoke alarms. And just a little history about kitchen fires. 90% of residential fires start in the kitchen. People set the pot on the stove like so, they turn the burner on, they walk away, or they go sit somewhere and they fall asleep. Next thing you know, we have a fire. One of the things that we need to understand is, if we do have a fire, how do we extinguish it? What do we do? The first thing we don't want to do is panic. Okay, we have to look at the situation. Remember, all fires start small. The other thing is we have to extinguish this fire. And there's a couple ways we can do that. A lot of places in the kitchen, a lot of people have baking powder in their refrigerator. A lot of times they keep it in there because of the smell of different fruits and vegetables and food. So you could take that, if this thing was burning, you could dump that on top and put out the fire. Now, some of the things you have to understand about fire, to be able to have a fire, you have to have three things. One, you have to have the fuel. Two, you have to have oxygen. And three, you have to have heat. So once we put the oil in the fire, that's our fuel. We turn the burner on, that's our heat. The other thing is we have the oxygen. There's 21% oxygen in the air that we breathe in, so it's there. You have to have all three of those things together to have a fire. If any one of those three out of the triangle are taken away, the fire is going to go out. It cannot burn. It's not going to happen. Now, to understand what happens is, if we have a small fire, like I said, we have two options. We can use baking powder. Like I said, if you got it in your refrigerator, you can do that. You can put it on top. Or you can also take a lid, if the fire's there, you can take it and slide it across the fire. Okay? And let it set. When you do that, reach in, turn the heat off of it. So now we're going to eliminate that. And what happens here is, Bob, when we do this, we put this on top of the flame. You got to be careful with it. If you got a pretty good sized fire, remember, never ever put water on a grease fire. Water and oil do not mix. It doesn't matter if it's on fire or not on fire, they just don't mix. So you have to make sure, remember, do not throw water on a grease fire. The best thing to do with it is smother it and turn the heat off. So like I said, what we're going to do, we'll take a cookie sheet, we will slide it across the top, and just lay it there, okay? The other thing is, if you have a pot or a lid, you got to be careful putting the lid over it, because now you got to almost stick your hand up in here near the flame to get that on there. It's better to take a flat cookie sheet and slide it on there and cover that up. And what we've done now is that we're going to take the oxygen away from the fire, so the fire is going to burn itself, it's going to go out. We'd also come over and turn this off. And if it's safe to do so, you can slide the pan away from the burner, and that's going to eliminate the heat. Fire's going to go out. The other thing is, wait a few minutes before you pick this up, because if this is still on here like so, and you remove this right away, the oxygen is going to catch it again. You already got the heat source already there. It's going to flame up again. So cover it up and let it set. And while it's sitting there, dial 911, let them know you had a kitchen fire, you had a fire on the stove. You believe the fire is out, make sure everybody's out of the house, and wait for the fire department to get there. The other option you have today, we have is a fire extinguisher. Everybody should have a fire extinguisher in their kitchen. You don't need one this big for your kitchen. It's like a little 10-pound. You need a little 2.5 pound, about that big, and they're either red or they're white. You can get them at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places like that. And you can store them right under your kitchen sink, make it readily available to you if something would happen. And all of them, it don't matter if it's a big one like this or a bigger one, they all have pictures on it. And one of the things you have to understand about fire, there's three different classes that you need to be familiar with. A Class A fire is ordinary combustion. Trash, paper, things of that nature, wood. Class B is flammable gases or liquids, like grease, oils, and that kind of stuff. And then you got Class C, which is an electrical fire. Now we tell you to get an ABC fire extinguisher. And what that means, if you look down here, there's A, B, C. Stuff, ordinary materials like wood and paper, flammable gases, or liquids rather, and then you got the little thing over here for electrical. So when you get that, when you pick this up, you can look at it and they'll tell you if it's for that fire. So that's why we say get an ABC extinguisher, because whatever's in your house that's on fire, you can use that on that situation. But again, the biggest thing is I gotta tell you to remember is don't panic, okay? And there's sometimes it's hard to say that, but try not to do that. And the other thing is, like I said, even though the fire is small, always make sure that you call the fire department. Because before that thing got put out, it could have got up underneath the heating system here or the vent system and got up in the back and you wouldn't even know it until later on. And that's what you don't want to happen to you. The only other thing you have to remember about fire extinguishers is what they call PASS. P-A-S-S. You take your fire extinguisher, you pull the pin. This is your little nozzle. This is the tip, the nozzle right here. This is where the stuff inside comes out. This is the powder inside here under pressure. Has a little gauge, tells you if it's full or not. And what you do is you aim. So you come up on, the thing is burning, and hopefully we can demonstrate this tonight and let you see how it works. If the fire is there, do not take the nozzle and stick it directly into the fire. Because what's going to happen is once you do that, it's going to cause that grease to splatter. It's going to make your fire bigger. So you aim at the fire, don't go, like I said, don't hit the base of the fire, but above the top you squeeze it, and then you sweep. You squeeze it, you sweep, and then when the fire's out, never turn your back on it. Always back away from it. And then again, contact the fire department, let them come in and look and check and make sure everything is okay. But again, we need to do that. The other thing that we teach children, and we like to teach adults as well, is when you do cook, a lot of times the pot handles are like that. Small children have a habit of walking around, especially if you're not paying attention, they can take this and pull this down on top of them, and whatever's inside here, grease or whatever, or it could be a pan of boiling water, is going to get on top of them. It's also the same with you if you're cooking. If you happen to walk by and hit this, it's going to pull it over on top of you. That's not what you want to do. Always make sure that the handle is in. It's not over top. And again, like I said, once you cover it up, like I said, just if it's burning, just take this thing, slide it across the top, let it set, and then notify the fire department. And turn the heat off. Back in the early 70s, in Laurel, we had 7 fire deaths in 1 month. And one of the reasons was for that is because there was no smoke alarms. Smoke alarms didn't get really pushed until the late 70s, when we started having people dying in fires, and they figured out, hey, we got to do something. And then they started with the smoke alarms. And over the years, they've gotten bigger and better. One thing about a smoke alarm is it's like having a firefighter in your house 24 hours a day. One thing about smoke alarms save time. And time saves lives. That's what's so important. When you got your children and you're talking to them at home, you need to practice what this thing sounds like when the door's closed in their bedroom. You want to be able to hear the beep where you sleep. Now we're teaching the kids always sleep with the doors closed, and they'll also now, they're mandating it that smoke alarms are being installed in the bedrooms as well in the hallway. You have to have an operating smoke alarm in the hallway near the bedrooms, one on each level. If you have any kind of gas in your house or wood burning stove, it's also, we recommend that you have a carbon monoxide detector. But this little device here probably costs you about $20. You know, a lot of people go, oh, 20 bucks, man, you know, that's kind of steep. But the first thing we do, we get on the phone, we'll call Domino's and order 3 or 4 pizzas, 40 or 50 bucks, and we think nothing of that. But it's really hard, you know, as a city inspector, when I go out and do these residential inspections, and I find these smoke alarms taken down, or the batteries are taken out of it, it's very disturbing because these things do work. They do save lives. And one of the things is, you know, people, well, when I cook, it goes off, or when I get out of the shower, it goes off. Well, the thing is, in the shower, if you have to get out of the shower, turn the exhaust fan on, or if you don't have one that has a window, open it up and get the steam out. Same thing with the cooking. Some of the newer ones have a little snooze button, they call it, you push it, and for a few seconds or so, it won't go off. Then you just have to hit the reset button again. But this is just a sealed 10-year smoke alarm. Comes with a base. Base looks like this. And one of the things you want to do, like I said, the whole thing about smoke detectors is time, early detection. What's going to happen if you had a fire in this room? All fires start small. This little fire, if you had a little fire in this corner, it's going to start to burn. Smoke's going to rise to the ceiling because it's hot gases. It's going to go across the ceiling, it's going to spread across, then it's going to start banking down. Okay? And the more it comes down, the lower and lower it gets to the ground. And what happens with people at nighttime when they're asleep is that they don't even know there's a fire there. The smoke will put them asleep deeper and deeper, and then that's it. It's just like, you know, people, and sometimes the same thing with carbon monoxide. You can't smell it, you can't see it, but it's in there. That's why you have to have a smoke alarm, and you also need a carbon monoxide detector. But you have a little base. The one thing about the base is you want to put it up on the ceiling if you can get it up on the ceiling. Now, I know some of these have cathedral ceilings and stuff like that. It's a little bit hard to do that. But if you can get it up to the top of the ceiling, takes a couple screws, you put it in, and like I said, this is a 10-year smoke alarm. This already has a battery in it. It's a sealed battery. We recommend, if you don't have a 10-year sealed unit, that you change your batteries twice a year. When you change your clocks, you change your batteries. So spring you change it, fall you change it. If something happens, you're not capable of replacing your batteries, please notify your local fire department or the fire marshal's office for the city of Laurel, and we'll be glad to come out and help you take care of that situation. If you don't have a smoke alarm in your house, you can also contact the city fire marshal's office, and we'll donate one to you, and we will come and install it for you if you have a problem. If this battery's in, this needs to be changed. It has never been changed. It won't be needed for 10 years. And in 10 years, once that happens, you take it off the base, you can get a new one, looks just like this, pop it back on, and you're good to go. If you got a ceiling that's too high, you can't put it up there, you want to put your base about 12 inches down from the ceiling, okay? If you ever notice in your house when you're cleaning it, you got cobwebs in the corner. That's because there's no air circulating in the corners. And if this is too high, the smoke will never get to it. So you bring it down about 12 inches. Once your base is in, you put it in, you lock it in, and you're good to go. Once a month, you should mark on your calendar, whatever day you want it to be, and test this thing. Hold the button in. You hear that? You know your battery's operational. It's good to go. Now sometimes you might have to take a little can of air, the same stuff you use to spray on your computer when you clean the dust off of it, and spray a little bit around it, just knock some of the dust out of it once in a while. Or you can take a vacuum and vacuum that. But it's important to do that. But I really want to make sure, it's really very frustrating for me. I've been in the fire service now for over 45 years, and when I see these smoke alarms taken down or the batteries are taken out of them, it's disturbing to me because you just took any life safety measures that you have for you or your family, you've taken it out of play. And that's not a good thing to do. A lot of this happens at Christmas time. We buy the kids toys for Christmas, the little remote controls. And the first thing one of the kids says, "Hey Dad, I want to play with the car." Oh man, I ain't gonna do batteries. Not many places are open on Christmas. I'll tell you what I do, I'll take the one at the smoke alarm, put that in there, and then I'll go get one tomorrow. But you know what? It never happens. And you don't want to get caught short without one of these. We've had many fire deaths in the state of Maryland, for one, not having an operating smoke alarm at all, or the battery was taken out of it, or it was totally taken down. Now, the ones that are hot wired units, I've never seen them where they've been unplugged and taken down. So somebody wants to do some effort to get that done. enjoyed the live demonstration. That was a good benefit for all of us. We had some new people today from the fire department that actually got to use the fire extinguisher. I'd like to thank the guys from the communications department for assisting me tonight to take care of this video. Like I said, this is our first video, and I also like to thank the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department for their staff for coming out tonight, especially Kevin Brown, who helped me set all this up so this could be done. But tonight I'd like to dedicate this show to Marshal, who was killed in the line of duty working with the city of Laurel. May he rest in peace.